Hi everyone, and welcome to this beginner's guide to Adobe Photoshop. If you've just started your journey into graphic design using Adobe Photoshop, you are in the right place. Photoshop might look a bit complicated at first, but don't worry, we will break down everything into easy to understand steps. By the end of this video, you will know how to open Photoshop, understand its main parts, and even do some basic edits. First and first, make sure that Photoshop is already downloaded to your system. If you don't know how to do that, just go online on Google and search Adobe Photoshop download and you will be guided. Once you've downloaded it, open Photoshop, and once it's open, you will see a welcome screen like this. This screen is super helpful. On the left, you will see the option to create new file. New file is what you click when you want to start a brand new project from scratch, like making a new poster design, a new flyer design, a new thumbnail design, or any kind of design. Then below it, you will see open. Open is what you click when you want to work on an already existing design file or photo that you already have on your system. Let's click on create new so we can create a brand new Canva. Then over here, you will see the option to name your project. Let's call this my first project. Then below it, you see the width and the height. This is how big your canvas will be. Width is how wide it is, and height is how tall it is. You can choose units like pixels, inches, centimeters, points, picas. Pixels are common, so let's set it to pixels. I'll change this to 1920. And then I'll change the height to 1080. So this size is a common size for computer screens. And then below it, you see the resolution. Resolution is how much detail your image will have for things you see on the screen, like websites or videos. 72 pixels per inch is usually good for printing, or you'd want to choose 300 pixels per inch or higher. So let's stick with 72. Then below this, you'll see the color mode. The RGB color is for screens like your computer or phone. Then the CMYK color is for printing. So let's stick with RGB. So below this, you will see your background content. This lets you choose what color your blank canvas starts with. You can start with any color, but white is actually usually a good default. So I'll go with white. So once you're done setting all these parameters, click on create. So now that we have our canvas, let's look at the different parts of Photoshop. This whole area you're seeing is usually called the workspace, the Photoshop workspace. At the very top, you will see the menu bar with words like file, edit, image, layer, type, select, filter, 3D, windows, and minimal. So this area is where you find almost all of Photoshop commands like save, open, copy, close, close all, and many more. Just below the menu bar is the options bar. This bar changes depending on which tool you have selected. It shows you the specific settings for that tool. So like if I am to click on this tool, it changes. As you can see, this changed. If I'm to click on this, it changed. And this, it all changed. On the left side, of your screen, you will see a long column of icons. This is the tools panel. Each icon is different. Each icon is different tool you can use to move, to select, to draw, to paint, to erase, and much more. If you hover any of the tools, Photoshop will tell you their specific names. As you can see, this is the move, or you just right click and you will see it move tool, and this is the marquee tool, this is the lasso tool, this is the selection tool, this is the crop tool, and this is the perspective tool, this is the eyedropper, and this is the brush tool, the pencil, eraser, and many more. Now on the right panel, on the right side, you will see several boxes or panels. These panels are super important because they give you more control and information about your project. The most important ones you will use are the layers, which is this. This is probably the most important panel. It shows you all the different layers in your image. We'll talk more about layers in a moment. The properties panel, which is this. This shows you settings for whatever you've selected. And then the adjustment panel, which is this one. This helps you change colors, brightness of your image. And then the history panel. This keeps a record of everything you've done, so you can easily go back to a previous step if you've made a mistake. Alright? So this big area in the middle, where your blank canvas is called the document window. This is where you see and work on your image. You don't need to worry about remembering every single thing right now. You'll get used to it as you use Photoshop more. Now let's talk more about the most important concept in Photoshop, which is the layers. Now you think of the layers now. Think of the layers, transparent sheets of paper stacked on top of each other. Each sheet can have something different on it, like a photo, a pen, a text, a shape, or a drawing. So why are layers so important? Layers are important because they let you work on different parts of your image separately without affecting the others. If you draw on one layer and you don't like it, you can just delete that layer without messing up other layers, like every other things you designed. You'll see your current layer, usually called the background. To create a new empty layer, just click on the small plus icon at the bottom of the layers. Now you have layer 1. You can draw or add things to this layer. To hide the layer, click the eye icon next to it. This is the header. To delete a layer, select it and then click the trash can. As you can see, I have two layers. Remember, I didn't select the background. I will have to select the layer I'm working on, which is this, and then I'll click on delete, and then it's deleted. Always remember to check which layer you're working on. It's a common beginner mistake to draw on the wrong layer. Now let's put some of this into practice by editing a photo. To open an image, you either go to files on your menu bar and then find a picture and open, or you just open your file folder and then drag it and paste it here. So let me go to files for now and then click open. Dates. So I'll just look for a random picture and okay, let me go with this one and then I'll open it. So your image will open in a new document tab. As you can see, this is not the tab we were working on before. If you want to switch tab, you just need to come over here and then you click here and you see, as you can see, the name our first project, and then this one is the one we just opened, faceless image. So now I'll try to crop this image now. Cropping means cutting off unwanted parts of your image to make it look better or fit a certain space. Maybe I don't like the size, I don't want this to be showing, I will have to crop it. And to do that, go to tools. Like I said before, this is the tools panel. So all you need to do is to look for the crop tool. So this is it. As you can see, if you right click, you will see that you'll see the name crop tool. You just need to select it, and then once this is selected, you will see a box around your image. All you need to do is to just drag the corners of the box. So drag the corners of the box to fit the parts you want. So if you made a mistake and you want to go back, just need to click on Ctrl Z, and this will undo all you've done. So just need to crop out the parts, continue drawing. Let me take, for instance, I want to eliminate this image. I can just do it like this, and I have this, and I don't want the 30 to be showing. Then just drag it, and I have something like this. Okay, I'll need to position it very well. Position it very well, and this is perfect. Okay, so once you are happy with what you've cropped, if that's what you want, just press on enter, and then your image is cropped. And then again, if you don't want to press the enter key, you can just let me just go back. Okay, let me use the crop tool again. I just want to show you another way. If you don't want to use the enter key, let's say this is what cropped, right? And you don't want to use the enter key, you just need to hover to this top button and click on the check mark, and your image is cropped. So let me undo this. Press Ctrl Z, and then I'll go back to my move tool. Sometimes photos are too dark or too light. You can fix this with the adjustment layer. Using adjustment layer is great because they don't permanently change your original photo. To do that, go to your layers panel, which is this. At the bottom of the layer panel, click on the cycle icon that is half baked, which is this. So this is the new adjustment layer button. From the list, choose the option you want, like the color, the brightness, the levels, curves. I'm just going to go for brightness and contrast, which is this. A new brightness or contrast layer will appear above your layer, and a properties panel will open, which is this. You will see two sliders, which is this, the brightness and the contrast. Drag the brightness slider to the right to make your image darker, or if you want to make it lighter, you drag it to the left. Then the same for the contrast. Drag it either way, and once you've achieved the good results, you leave it. You can still try other adjustment layers like the hue, saturation, and still just play with it till you get what you want. If you don't like it, you undo with Ctrl Z. You can try other things. I'm trying to change the colors and others. So once you are done with your edit, it's time to save your work. This is very important. Go to Files, and then click on Save As. And then you can decide to rename your file. Now click on this and choose either JPG or PNG. So make sure you give your file a clear name. Like I don't want to do, because this file is already named faceless. Okay, let me just edit it to just faceless. So I'll choose JPG. So JPG or JPEG is the common format for photos. It's good for sharing online because the file size is smaller, but it flattens all your layers into one. Then PNG. PNG is good for images that need to have transparent backgrounds like logos, and it also flattens layers. So that means you won't be able to edit your layers once you've saved it as PNG or JPEG. So okay, I'll go with JPEG since this is not transparent. I'm going to go with JPEG. Okay, then again, we have Photoshop PSD. Photoshop PSD is Photoshop's own file format. It saves all your layers so you can come back later and continue doing your editings. So if you plan on working on your project again, always save a PSD version of a project if you plan to work on it again. So the PSD version is the first one. Right now I'm just going to go to JPEG and then I will save. So you just need to click on OK and it is saved, and then you can press Ctrl S to automatically save this your file as a PSD. So and then you rename your files faceless, and then you save. So this, as you can see, is in PSD. You save it, so you can come back to this and then edit it. And that is it for our first look at Photoshop. You've learned how to open Photoshop and create a new document, understand the different parts of Photoshop workspace like the menus, the tools, the properties, the adjustment, the layers. This is just the beginning of your Photoshop journey. Keep practicing, experimenting with different tools, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy Photoshopping, and see you all in my next tutorial.